with Shine Your Light Media Group, and we are live at Cedrica's place. Yes, yes, we have got the wonderful Darleen Choice on the set today. Darlene is a multi-talented, creative, and passionate business owner. She runs Preferred Choice Beauty, an eyebrow, henna tattoo business that delivers impeccable brows that match your embracing beauty. Her new Choice venture is Signed by Choice, where she handles all of your notary needs with timely attentiveness and quality care. Darlene, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me, C. Marie.
Thank you, darling, and thank you so much for being a part of C. Marie Shining Her Purpose Light, where you wrote about being a ripple. And I must say, the things that you said in that book, I have accidentally quoted in casual conversation because you talk so much about energy. So speaking of energy, I've got to go back to what the energy is of a young girl who goes from singing in the mirror with her hairbrush, and all of us have had that moment, right? Yeah. But this is actually a woman who has gone from there to traveling all across the world. I think you've been to probably every continent. You've gotten to live in Japan and sing with the Brooklyn Choir. How does one go from singing at home in the mirror to believing that she can go try out for one of the most amazing, musicals in New York and then travel the world? Tell us more.
Wow. Okay. I'm fascinated by that story. I'm like, who is that? Who is that? Wow. You're just taking me back through the story, and that imagination, that little girl who wants to just enjoy herself and be free and live in her talents and her skills. And so, being in the mirror and singing songs and believing in herself and going from that to, I can do it. Let me just take the step forward and just be courageous and audition. Let me just audition and see what happens. And so I did that, and I was so surprised that I was offered the opportunity to sing with the Harlem Gospel Choir. And, it was just amazing. So I had to go to rehearsals every 2 days a week in the city. So that was a little costly, but I was like, it's worth it. So when I got the opportunity to travel to Australia, they said, do you want to go? I said, of course. Why are you asking? Of course I want to go, So that led me to Australia for like 30 days. We did New Zealand for like a week. And oh my gosh, because I took those steps and just believed in myself and decided to just step out on faith on that, I had the opportunity to look back and say, wow, I did that. And that is my, if you want to say, my bookmark to knowing that I could do anything that I put my mind to, and to keep moving in that cycle, even now, to the next levels, and go higher and go higher every day.
I love it. Can you do it high?
Oh. So you would have to put me on blast, everyone.
Darlene is the vocalist on my new song Limitless, and so she literally sings the lyrics that she just said about going higher, and we needed that on the beat. So thank you, Darlene.
Thank you.
I want to say that I think it's so amazing that you traveled the world. And you also stayed in your hometown, Jersey girl, Jersey your whole life.
Jersey.
But you did something in your middle ages that not many people do. They think this is a move that you have to do in your 20s, and that, you're too old or stuck or set to actually alter your life in such a way. I remember meeting you at a conference, and you said, girl, I'm moving to Houston. And I said, okay, girl, because people always say that. But you said, no, I really think Houston is a purpose place for me. And this conversation happened for 3 years. And then right in the middle of the pandemic, after your entire life in Jersey, you moved to Houston. You have stayed, you're still here, you've made friends, you've made songs, you've made jobs, you're doing the dang thing. What has it been like, and what advice would you give to somebody who thinks, they can't change their relationship, their dynamic, their job, their prospects, and make such a move and just take a risk still?
Wow. People used to say to me, they're like, how did you do that? You're so bold, you're so brave to take that step, because they don't see it in themselves to do so. It's a lot of inner work and a lot of mental talk to yourself to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change. The challenges of doing that is what I'm saying, is the inner work of thinking about yourself. Can I do this? And then the outer voices are saying, oh, you can't do that. That's a projection of their fear on you, because they don't want you to leave and be out of their comfort zone and you go higher than them. So I had to really work on the inside of myself and say, okay, girl, now you have these talents, you have this vision, you have all these things you want to do. You need to do it, because we only have one life to live. We want to live it well.
Yes.
And we want to not have regrets.
Yes.
So a part of that decision making is, I don't want to have regrets.
Right.
You see everyone else living their lives, but then you have others on the other side who want to just stop you and just keep you in that little bubble.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to be in your bubble. I want to be in my bubble.
That's what I love. I have to say this. That's what I love about you. I think that there are so many comparisons of women. You know, the woman who doesn't have a child and have this or have that. And what I love about you is that I don't need Darlene to have a child. I don't need Darlene to have been married for 30 years. Because perhaps Darlene would not have traveled the world or left Jersey in her 40s. We can all learn something from another woman. And there's so much that I admire in women like you, and that more people need to stop letting the world define what makes them successful or have reached a certain height, because what else is there to achieve beyond being free?
Correct.
And that's how I see you.
Oh, thank you
Yes.
so much.
So thank you so much for your chapter about being a ripple. Last word for us on that chapter you talked about transferring energy.
Yes.
What kind of energy do you want to transfer in this next season of your life?
Oh my goodness. I want to transfer the energy of knowing yourself, knowing that you can come out of your triumph, the trauma that may be happening to you. That's the energy I want to transfer, the energy of knowing who you are, getting past, getting through that trauma, so you can get the essence, the full essence of who you are, so you can live free, live at your purpose, and be limitless.
Be limitless. See Marie Shining Her Purpose Light is on Amazon now. Make sure you read Darlene's chapter on being a ripple. It is truly profound, and she asks you some very deep questions at the end of her chapter to make sure that you continue to be limitless. Look out for her on the sound waves or your local radio station, because we will be taking you, come on, higher.